Alright. Welcome to my fantastic podcast, episode 2, Constantinople and Osgiliath. In the first episode, within J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, we compared Minas Ithil to Constantinople. We talked about its conquest and how the transformation its name into Minas Morgul mirrored the historical transition from Constantinople to Istanbul. But after deeper conversations with a close friend from the United Kingdom, a devoted Tolkien fan, we began to question this comparison. The conclusion was clear. Osgiliath bears a much stronger influence from Byzantine architecture, not only architecturally, but also in terms of location, history, and political significance. This discussion naturally led us to Minas Tirith, because in his letters, Tolkien explicitly stated that Minas Tirith is a Byzantine city. He openly acknowledged this influence. Now, while I personally believe that, from a historical perspective, Minas Tirith resembles Vienna. Architecturally, especially with its layered defensive walls, it's strongly influenced by ancient Constantinople. Now, let us look closer at the similarities and the inspirations. Let us begin with Minas Morgul, formerly known as Minas Ithil, the Tower of the Moon. Founded by Isildur, this city was built in an upper valley at the foothills of the Aellian, the Mountains of Shadow. It marked the borders of Mordor and functioned as a frontier fortress of Gondor. The Tower of the Moon, rising under the moonlight, with its many windows, was clearly designed as a watchtower. And here, symbolism becomes crucial. In Western literature, symbols are never accidental. When we compare Gondor cities, which Tolkien associated with Byzantine architecture, to Constantinople, a city defined by the crescent moon, the parallels become impossible to ignore. So let me correct something from the previous episode. The comparison between Minas Ithil and Constantinople was not entirely wrong, but it was not entirely accurate either. If we seek the truest comparison, Osgiliath fits far better. And if we imagine the Golden Horn as the Anduin River, then Minas Ithil aligns more closely with the Galata Tower. The Galata Tower was built to observe the roads leading into Constantinople. A tall structure beneath a dome filled with windows, just like the Tower of the Moon. Both in location and architecture, similarity makes sense. Moving south from the Galata Tower, along the waterway, we encounter the city itself, Constantinople. For this reason, it's far more accurate to compare Constantinople to Osgiliath, a city built on both sides of the Anduin River. Politically, Osgiliath was the first capital of Gondor, a city of immense strategic importance, founded by Isildur and Anarion. In the Second Age, it was successfully defended against Sauron during the Last Alliance. And once again, we return to symbolism. The symbol of Osgiliath is a star, citadel of stars. Any careful reader of history will immediately notice the connection between the moon, crescent, and the star, because this symbol was first used by the Byzantines. Architecturally, Osgiliath features rounded domes, much like the domes of Byzantine cities. One clarification is important here. What we call Byzantine is, in fact, Eastern Roman Empire. This term is not meant to diminish its legacy. It simply reflects the artistic and symbolic origins of these forms. In conclusion, with its position both sides of the river, its rounded domes, and its political role, Osgiliath resembles Constantinople far more closely than Minas Tirith. Although Minas Tirith is often compared to Constantinople, especially due to its layered walls, nothing more, and Tolkien's own description, I personally find this unlikely. This is a topic I will explore in another episode. As for Minas Ithil, later known as Minas Morgul, it feels less like a city and more like a remote outpost, a gateway from Mordor leading toward Osgiliath. Because of the Tower of the Moon, it aligns most closely with the Galata Tower and its surroundings. In The Lord of the Rings, there is no record of Minas Morgul ever being reclaimed from the orcs. Perhaps because it's a fortress that belongs to the night, a place illuminated by moonlight, a place where darkness could continue to exist. And with that, we reach the end of our second episode. If you enjoy this journey, please support the channel, follow, like, and stay with me, because many strange encounters still lie ahead. Thank you.